There's something almost unreal about the moment mountains meet the ocean. It's where power meets calm, where ancient rock collides with endless water, where storms carve legends into cliffs, and sunsets feel like they were designed just for you. Today, we're traveling across the world to discover the most breathtaking places where oceans and mountains come together perfectly. From dramatic African coastlines to Nordic fishing villages, tropical Hawaiian cliffs, and hidden European gems. We'll uncover history, surprising stories, fun facts you probably didn't know, and travel hacks that can save you money, crowds, and sometimes even your life. Let's begin. 1. Cape Town, where two oceans almost meet. Welcome to Cape Town, one of the few cities on Earth where a world-class metropolis sits between mountains and ocean. Dominating the skyline is the iconic Table Mountain, a massive sandstone plateau older than the Himalayas themselves. Geologists estimate these rocks formed over 260 million years ago, meaning dinosaurs may have walked here long before humans imagined travel documentaries. Below it stretches the Atlantic Ocean, cold and wild, shaped by currents flowing up from Antarctica. Just down the coast lies Cape of Good Hope, once feared by sailors during the Age of Exploration. Portuguese explorers nicknamed it the Cape of Storms because ships frequently disappeared in its violent waters. Fun fact: many people believe the Atlantic and Indian Oceans officially meet here, but technically the boundary lies farther southeast. Still, the symbolism remains powerful. Travel hack: skip midday visits. Morning clouds, known locally as the tablecloth, often cover the mountain by afternoon. Go early for clear views, or take the cable car right before sunset when tour buses leave. 2. Italy's Amalfi Coast. Beauty built on survival. Few places feel as cinematic as the Amalfi Coast along the Tyrrhenian Sea. Here, mountains don't gently slope into the water. They plunge. Villages cling impossibly to cliffs as if gravity simply gave up trying. During the Middle Ages, the town of Amalfi was actually a powerful maritime republic competing with Venice. Imagine merchants sailing these waters carrying silk and spices while storms smashed against the rocks below. Fun fact: those famous lemon groves you see everywhere? They exist because monks engineered terraces centuries ago to prevent landslides. Without them, entire villages might have slipped into the sea. Travel hack: avoid driving. Seriously. Roads are narrow, buses squeeze through impossible turns, and parking is a nightmare. Instead, take ferries between towns. You'll skip traffic, and the views from the water are unforgettable. 3. Big Sur, America's wild edge. On the western edge of the United States lies Big Sur, where the Santa Lucia Mountains crash dramatically into the Pacific Ocean. This coastline remained largely inaccessible until the construction of Highway 1 during the 1930s. Workers carved roads directly into cliffs using dynamite and sheer determination. Driving here feels like floating between sky and sea. Writers and artists flocked here for inspiration. Even author Jack Kerouac spent time living in solitude among these mountains. Fun fact: morning fog isn't just atmospheric. It's essential. Redwood forests survive because fog condenses on needles and drips water onto the ground during dry summers. Nature literally drinks the clouds. Travel hack: fuel up before entering Big Sur. Gas stations are rare, and prices can double compared to nearby cities. Also download offline maps. Signal disappears fast. For Norway's Lofoten Islands, mountains rising from the sea. Far above the Arctic Circle sit the breathtaking Lofoten Islands. Unlike most mountain ranges, these peaks don't slowly rise inland. They shoot directly out of the ocean like jagged teeth. Viking history runs deep here. Archaeologists discovered one of the largest Viking longhouses ever found at Borg Viking Museum, proving powerful chiefs once ruled these waters. Fishing villages painted bright red dot the coastline. The color wasn't aesthetic at first. Red paint used cod liver oil mixed with iron oxide, the cheapest weatherproof coating available. Fun fact: despite sitting north of Alaska, winters here are surprisingly mild because of the Gulf Stream. Ocean currents literally warm the mountains. Travel hack: visit in September. You might see both northern lights and late summer hiking conditions, plus fewer tourists. 5. Hawaii's Nā Pali Coast. nature untouched. If mountains could grow straight from paradise itself, they might look like the Nā Pali Coast on the island of Kauai. These emerald cliffs rise more than 1,200 meters above the Pacific. For centuries, native Hawaiians lived isolated in valleys accessible only by canoe or steep trails. Even today, roads don't reach most of this coastline. Hollywood fell in love with it. Scenes from films like Jurassic Park showcase these landscapes to the world. Fun fact: the dramatic ridges formed because rainfall here can exceed 10 meters annually. Among the wettest places on Earth. Water literally sculpted the mountains. Travel hack: boat tours offer the best experience. Helicopters are spectacular but expensive. Kayaking tours, when ocean conditions allow, can be unforgettable and far cheaper. Always check weather warnings. These seas change fast. 6. Milford Sound, New Zealand's masterpiece. Hidden deep inside Fiordland National Park lies one of the most photographed landscapes on Earth. Milford Sound. Despite the name, it's actually a fjord carved by glaciers thousands of years ago. Mountains plunge nearly vertically into dark water. When rain falls, and it rains often, hundreds of temporary waterfalls appear simultaneously. Author Rudyard Kipling once called it the eighth wonder of the world. Fun fact: heavy rainfall turns the water black. Not because it's dirty, but because tannins from forest plants create a dark freshwater layer that blocks sunlight. Below it, rare deep-sea creatures live unusually close to the surface. Travel hack: rainy days are actually better. Tourists avoid them, but waterfalls multiply dramatically. Bring waterproof gear and embrace it. 7. Majorca's secret edge. Spain's island of Majorca hides one of Europe's most underrated coastal drives. The cliffs near Cap de Formentor stretch into the Mediterranean like a dragon's spine. During the 1920s, engineers blasted tunnels through mountains to build access roads. Poets and artists soon followed. Even actor Audrey Hepburn vacationed nearby seeking quiet escapes. Fun fact: pirates once used hidden coves here as lookout points. Locals built watchtowers still standing today. Travel hack: go early morning. Midday crowds clog the narrow roads. Sunrise offers golden light, and often complete silence. Psychologists believe humans are drawn to landscapes combining refuge and openness. Mountains offer protection. Oceans promise exploration. Together, they trigger something deep in our evolutionary memory. That might explain why so many cultures built myths around cliffs and seas. Places where gods lived, monsters waited, or heroes began journeys. Standing between mountain and ocean reminds us how small we are. And somehow, how connected we feel. Before you book your dream adventure, remember these. Number 1. Weather changes rapidly near cliffs. Pack layers even in tropical locations. Number 2. Sunsets attract crowds. Try sunrise instead. Photographers know it's often better. Number 3. Always check tide schedules. Hidden beaches can disappear within hours. Number 4. Respect local wildlife. Many cliffs host nesting birds or fragile ecosystems. One careless step can damage decades of recovery. From Africa's stormy capes, to Nordic fishing villages, Hawaiian jungles, and Mediterranean cliffs, the meeting of mountains and oceans tells Earth's oldest story. Pressure, time, and patience. If this video inspired your next adventure, tell us in the comments. Which coastline would you visit first? And where should we go next? Until then, keep exploring.